guys, my name's Emma and let's talk spooky stuff. So as you guys might be able to tell by the title, I'm gonna do a follow-up for my first video that was about disturbing movies. This one will just be expanding on that, but firstly, I wanna say thank you guys so much. I'm just completely overwhelmed. I really don't know how to thank you. I just hit 1,000 subscribers. Actually, I was checking it over and over and over, and then I checked and I hit 1,002. So you guys, I can't even. I don't know what to say, I really don't. It's just amazing to think that 1,000 people have clicked subscribe on little old me, and I'm really grateful. And thank you for anyone who's ever watched, shared, commented, liked any of my videos, and definitely subscribed. It's totally made a huge impact on my life. I love it so much, and I just want to say thank you, and I'll stop babbling now. But in saying that, I'm so excited because I'm going to celebrate with you guys this weekend on my live stream. So make sure you check out the details down below. I really hope you guys can make it. It's gonna be at 6 AM where I am, so hopefully it's an appropriate time for you guys because I made it really early so most of you guys can tune in. So I really hope you guys can make it, and thank you again. Okay, so now I'm done ranting, let's get on to the disturbing movies. Number one is Man Bites Dog, and I know a lot of you guys have been suggesting this movie to me. Every time I ask for a disturbing movie, this is what I hear. And this movie definitely delivers. This movie is a mockumentary about a man who makes his living by murdering and stealing from people. The clever thing about this movie is the further it develops, the more you learn about the killer, but then it also gets really strange when the crew develop this relationship with him. Yeah, this one's very strange, it's really disturbing, very violent, very confronting, but I also really enjoyed it, and it's actually really clever the way it's put together, and I guess the whole concept. This movie's got a strange charm that lures you in, and the acting is completely believable. It's really well directed, really well written, really well put together, and I really recommend it. So a movie I've been dying to talk to you guys about for a very long time, and I've actually thought about doing this disturbing movies part 2 a little while ago because of this movie, and this is Compliance. And I know a couple of channels did talk about this later towards the end of last year, but I don't want you guys to forget about this. If you haven't seen it and you like disturbing movies, this will cringe you the fuck out. So this movie is pretty much the most disturbing movie I've ever seen, but not in the way you think. It has a very slow burn to it, and all of a sudden you look around and you just don't even know what you're watching anymore. I really don't want to ruin it too much because the way it develops is what makes it, but it's about a woman who works in a fast food restaurant, and she is harassed, stripped, and degraded by her fellow colleagues. This movie was on the point of making me physically ill. I had to stop eating my food, and not much movies do that to me. If you're into something psychological and just will really fuck you up for a long time, definitely check this one out. I recommend not to watch this one with anybody else. I thought I'd throw in something that was a little bit more classic, Deliverance. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie. It's not a horror by any means. It's kind of like a thriller drama, but it's definitely a classic, and it's a classic for a reason, and this is a movie that really sticks with you. I don't know if you guys have seen it, and if you haven't, this is the sign you needed to watch it finally. So in this movie, a group of friends go river rafting down the countryside, and they are harassed and stalked by the locals. So this film might be more well known for its famous banjo scene, you know, the ding 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 ding. But I tell you what, this is a film about evil in its truest form, and that is human. Okay, 2 films I want to talk about because they're kind of closely combined, and I know a few of you guys have recommended this movie to me, or one or the other, but I have seen them before, and I do find them equally disturbing in their own kind of ways. One is called The Girl Next Door, and one is called An American Crime. So the movie An American Crime is based on the crime, and the movie The Girl Next Door is actually based on the novel by Jack Ketchum, and that one, you might have to search his name because it will come up a little bit easier, but that one's also based on the same crime. I want to warn you guys, this is pretty brutal, and this is as brutal as it gets, really. It is a story about a woman who was paid to look after some children. Their parents traveled around, and they paid like $20 a year or a month or something back then to look after their children. But the woman who takes the kids in, she also has children of her own, but she doesn't really like one of the children, and slowly she starts to harass her, abuse her, which leads to her being locked up in her cellar and tortured by her own children and children of the neighborhood. I'm not gonna say anything positive about this story because it's fucking awful, and it is an awful thing to watch, and I think I cried both movies just because to know it's real is just, it's sick. It's absolutely sick. And I don't care what you want to say about Human Centipede or like Old Boy. This is real fucking disturbing shit, and it doesn't get any worse than that. On a lighter note, let's talk about Pink Flamingos. John Waters is one of my favorite directors of all time, so even though this stuff is filth, it's filth on purpose, and I love it. If you're into things that are really sick for the sake of it and with a little humor on the side, then you'll love this, and I'm sure you already love John Waters. If you haven't seen this movie, it is the cult classic that pretty much rose John Waters and Divine to the top. It's known as John Waters' most filthiest film, and it was filmed on only 10 grand. In this film, Divine, the notorious filth idol, rivals Connie and Raymond Marble for the title of the filthiest person alive. Like I said before, I love John Waters, but this film is sick for many reasons, but number one would be the chicken fucking scene. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just look up the chicken sex scene in Pink Flamingos, and I rest my case. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me and watching this video, and I hope you liked it. Give me a thumbs up. My part one of this video, I'll link it, but it was done like a year ago, and it's so different, and it's kind of fun looking back. I like being able to do that now. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope to see you on my stream on the weekend. And if not, be sure to add me to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the links are down below. I'll see you guys later. Stay spooky. Bye.